13 years ago in Wolf Creek Bend, Wyoming. Or to be exact, 12 years, 10 months, 3 days, and 5 hours ago, on a crisp May morning. Ivy Banks sprinted down the neighborhood road that led to the high school. She kept stumbling on the uneven sidewalk. It was buckled in spots from invasive tree roots, crumbled in others from age and years of Wyoming's brutal sun and bitter winters. Her tears made it even harder to see. The chilly spring wind whipped her hair and skirt into a fury of motion and cooled the moisture on her face. She dashed the back of her hand across her cheeks. "Don't cry, don't cry," she ordered herself, determined that Kit's last sight of her wouldn't be of her having a meltdown. She would be strong as he was. Streams of her dark hair slipped across her face as she glanced over her shoulder at the car that was coming up behind her. Seeing who it was, she moved into a jog. Her father kept even with her, blocking her from crossing the street when she tried to dodge his car. She looked forward again and didn't stop. He rolled down the window to shout at her, but his words didn't get through her panic. She'd been forbidden to leave the house, but she'd gone anyway. Even without hearing him, she knew he was threatening her with all kinds of punishment. He honked the horn once again, and then he leaned on it, sending a loud mechanical screech ripping into the neighborhood. People came out to see what was going on. She ignored them, breaking into a run. She could see the school now. She was almost there. Her father's Cadillac shot forward, swerving to a stop in front of her across someone's lawn. She stopped abruptly, gulping for air, then moved back a step and looked across the street. She could cut across some yards and run down the alleyway, get to the high school before he could back up the car and catch up to her. "Don't even think it," he snarled, standing by his open car door. "Get in this goddamned car now!" Her gaze slashed toward her father. She'd never heard him curse. He never needed to. He ruled his home with an iron fist. Neither she nor her mother ever disobeyed him. Until now. Until Kit. "Now, Ivy!" Fear and anguish collided inside her. A sob broke free. "Don't you cry over that goddamned rapist!"
"Kit didn't rape me."
He tilted his head disbelievingly.
"You're talking back to me, daughter? He's 18. You're 16. That makes it statutory rape."
"I'm going to his graduation."
She wiped the tears from her face.
"Please, Dad."
She wasn't above begging.
"I may never see him again. He's leaving for the army. I have to go. I have to see him this one last time."
Her dad shook his head.
"You're damn right you'll never see him again."
His lips were pressed against his teeth, emphasizing the rigid set to his jaw. She jumped when he slapped his hand on the roof of the car.
"Get in. I'll take you there. You'll watch him leave. By God, you'll watch him turn his back on you and walk right out of your life like the good-for-nothing he is. Then you, girl, will get his bastard out of you so you can resume being your mother's daughter."
She crossed her hands over her stomach.
"I'm not having an abortion."
"You're a minor. That's not your choice to make. I'm not raising his bastard spawn."
Ivy's hand shook as she opened the passenger door and sat in the front with her father. Her body tensed with every movement he made. He wouldn't hit her face, but he could pound a fist into her thigh. He'd done it before. She looked out the window as he spun angrily back onto the street. The motion sent a wave of nausea through her. She didn't touch her stomach, didn't do anything to heighten his awareness of Kit's baby, curled, tiny, and so not safe, in her womb. How was she going to live without Kit? How was she going to deal with being a mother? She had no doubt her parents would make her and her child's lives a living hell for the next 2 years. She wasn't strong enough for this. She wasn't. Not without Kit. The tears started again, silently streaming down her face. She tried to hold her breath so she wouldn't make any sound that might ignite her father's rage, but the lack of oxygen started a buzzing in her head. Her dad parked in one of the last spaces available in the high school parking lot. She jumped out of the car without waiting for him to follow. Sucking in big gulps of air, she hurried across the school grounds. At the edge of the football field behind the school, A nondescript white sedan was parked. The Army logo emblazoned on its side cut another slice out of her heart.